Hello, Illuminati. My name is Jeremy Mason McGraw. I am the inventor of Halumin, and I am your guide to discovering Halumin and Halumin C's full potential. In today's video, we're going to be talking about white balance. It is an issue that complicates photographing coins for every different type of photographer, whether they use a Halumin C or not, and particularly if they're using a mobile phone to capture those images. Now, a very brief overview is white balance is two different controls. It is the color temperature, which is usually represented in a number K, which is Kelvin. The lower the number, the warmer the light, the more yellow the light is. The higher the number, the bluer the light is. You might recognize this when you go and buy a light bulb. It will say like daylight or it'll say like warm. That is the color temperature. So it's just a sliding scale that goes from yellower light to bluer light. There's an additional feature that is called the tint, and that is a sliding scale that goes from green to magenta. So different types of lights produce slightly different tints, and there's also a thing called color cast. If I was in a room where the walls were painted green, I would have green light casting on me that would change the color temperature of the light. So those two controls drastically affect the color temperature, and because your camera is not adaptive like your eye is, when you see something, your brain sort of like automatically adjusts the color temperature for you. That's why if you go into a dimly lit room and then you walk outside into sunlight, you might notice that there's a brief second where the sunlight, everything outside looks really blue, and then it will kind of adjust. Your brain's doing that. Your phone tries to do that, but it's not very good at it, particularly when you're working with artificial light. And the built-in phone app doesn't allow you to set that. There is an app, however. I've only found one app on an iPhone. I've been told that there is one on Android. I don't know what it is. If you're an Android user, please comment and let me know, and I'll put that in the comments of this video. But for iPhone users, the app is called ProCamera. ProCamera is a camera app. It looks pretty much like an advanced version of the camera app that's on your phone. It works pretty much the same way, but it has one additional feature that will allow you to control white balance using what's called a gray card. It's a very common photography accessory. So I've got a link to these gray cards that I like just because they are small, they'll fit in your wallet, they're the size of a credit card, and they're very easy to use with the Halumin C. A gray card is a color neutral gray card. And this is important because this allows the sensor on your camera to look at it and go, okay, this is a color neutral surface, and so I can adjust my white balance and my tint based on what I'm seeing there. That's what this ProCamera app allows you to do. It is a paid app. I don't get a percentage of the ProCamera app, even though I have told about 100 different people probably to download it, but it's really useful if you shoot a lot of pictures of coins. It will make your coin photography better because you'll get more accurate color and patina, which is really important if you're trying to communicate the condition or the patina of a coin. If you're looking for a more comprehensive video on how to photograph and use your phone with Halumin, I've made a fully comprehensive video that you'll find on this channel. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because it's all covered in that other video. We're going to specifically just talk about using this ProCamera app and the white balance feature. Now, I've already preset this white balance to look hideous so that I can show you the correction. As you can see, it looks like the Matrix in there. It is green, it is nasty, and you probably wouldn't have such an extreme condition, but oftentimes what you'll find is it'll look like a little blue or it'll look a little yellow, kind of greenish. A phone would look at this and it would see a copper coin and it would go, oh, there's a lot of warmth in this. I should tone it down a little bit because it probably needs to be closer to white. So it would take a gold coin and it would make it look more silver. Whereas it might look at a silver coin and go, oh, that's a little white. I need to warm this up a little bit and it might make the silver look a little more gold. That is a common problem that I know a lot of you have talked about. And this is the best solution. You can do this in editing later, but it's way easy to lock it in place and then just do the coin photography that you want to do with the Halumin C and not have to post-edit the color on each one of those pictures, because they're all going to be different if you're using your built-in camera app. Whereas at least these are going to be the same. So even if you want to tweak the color a little bit, you're going to have the same tweak in each one. We are going to make sure that all of the 3 sliders are set to the middle. So we're getting just sort of a medium light inside of the Halumin C. And then we're going to take the gray card and we're going to slide it in underneath the halo, but on top of the slab. So you might have to lift the halo up a little bit on one side to get that in there. But you want to make sure that you cover the center of the exposure, because it's going to use that center part to set the white balance. So you can see, again, a really, really nasty murky green. There are these little letters, manual, or M for manual, which is manual exposure, WB for white balance, and MF for manual focus. I'm going to press and hold the white balance button, and this menu is going to pop up. And you can see the different options. And the first option there below Add Preset is Grayscale Calibration. Now, this is the fun part. Watch what happens when I press this. It is going to take the center of that exposure and it is going to set that to white. And you're going to see a dramatic difference in what this looks like. Here we go. There you go. So suddenly you have a gray card that is gray. It will stay like that until you set a different color balance. And when I remove the gray card, you'll see we've got a copper penny. And now you can play with the different settings and exposures, and you can get the light that you want and make it look the way that you want it. I hope this helped you with white balance. Again, this is really useful whether you use the Halumin C or not. But if you use the Halumin C, it's kind of a must, and you will find that your pictures look way better right out of the camera just with that one little feature. Be sure to follow our channel for more tips and tricks and information about both Halumin and Halumin C. And if you have any additional questions, please let me know either with the comments on below this video, or you can email me by replying to the confirmation email you got when you bought the Halumin C. There's also the chat window on our website. I get those communications. They're not in real time, but I will get them and I will respond.